What is going on YouTube? Apex 6 getting back in with another video, and today's video is going to be another installment in our series, History of Death. Now this one is going to be crazy, man. This case is gnarly.
This case takes place in the United Kingdom on the 17th of May 2022. Anna Jędrzejkowiak was a 21-year-old woman who was born in Poland. Her relatives would describe her as a smart, tenacious, and ambitious woman who was also caring, kind, and thoughtful. She loved to travel and was a gifted musician. She had dreams of learning Japanese and to live in the country one day. Anna moved from Poland to the UK sometime around 2019 or 2020. The sources say different things, but on her LinkedIn profile she started a job in Bristol in 2019. In January of 2021, Anna began talking to a 30-year-old man online.
Oh no.
This man's name was Dennis. The two dated for around a year. However, Anna ended the relationship. It's reported that Anna was rather fearful of him, as he could, on occasion, become quite violent.
Oh
She told
no.
Dennis that she wanted to move to London to study, and told him it was over. Anna then relocated to London to study sound engineering at the University of West London. However, Dennis did not want Anna to leave him. He did not accept the breakup, and instead, he tried to manipulate Anna into staying with him.
This doesn't
He
sound
would threaten
good.
that if she were to go through with the breakup, he would take his own life. But Anna had made up her mind, and she was living a good life in London. She worked at a coffee shop and a Mexican restaurant to support herself through her education.
Listen, I know I don't have to tell this to everyone, but if you break up with someone in a relationship and they tell you that they're gonna unalive themselves because you're breaking up with them, you need to leave. You need to get as far away as possible. And honestly, you probably need to tell your family and tell everyone around you that they said that, because that's very serious.
And after some time passed, she began a close relationship with one of her colleagues at the Mexican restaurant. The man's name was Jack, and the two began dating. Things were going well for the two, but Dennis still refused to accept the breakup,
Oh no.
and would send all manner of threatening messages to Anna. In
What?
one ominous message he told Anna, "We will be together no matter what. I
Oh my
will
God.
find you." And he grew ever more obsessed with Anna, pressuring her to get back with him.
This is
Anna was
horrible.
concerned for Dennis's well-being, and she did phone a helpline to give Dennis a welfare check. As more time passed, Dennis spiraled and became intensely bitter towards Anna. And now
Why?
we arrived at the 17th of May,
I don't understand that.
2022. On this day, Anna finished a shift at the restaurant she worked at. She left with the man she was seeing at the restaurant at around 11:40 p.m, and the two began walking home together. They can be seen on CCTV walking from multiple angles, but little did they know, they were being stalked.
Oh my
The
God.
CCTV also captures a masked man following them into an alleyway. Anna
Oh
and Jack
no.
turned into the alleyway when all of a sudden the masked man ran towards Anna and began to viciously and ferociously attack her with a knife.
Oh
He stabbed
no.
Anna over 40 times. Jack tried his best to stop
40
the masked man from
times?
stabbing Anna, but he was unsuccessful. The man was in a frenzied state and was attacking at great speed. After this disturbing attack, the man fled. Jack quickly called the emergency services, who soon arrived on the scene. But it was clear that Anna had already succumbed to her injuries.
Oh
Her
no.
body was taken to the coroner's, where the extent of her injuries came to light. Meanwhile, the police began tracking down the man responsible, and it wouldn't take long for them to find him. It turned out that Anna's attacker had stabbed her repeatedly in the neck, head, and abdomen. It was
What
clear
the
that
fuck?
whoever had done this had made an attempt to remove her head, but they were unsuccessful. 22 hours after the brutal death of Anna, an arrest was made. Her ex-boyfriend, Dennis.
Fuck this guy.
Detectives pieced together Dennis's movements using CCTV footage starting with his arrival by coach on the 15th of May in London. He had travelled over 150 miles from his home in Newport. When he got to London, he began to track down Anna and found the restaurant she was working at. But on the 15th, Anna was not working that evening, and Dennis could be seen pacing back and forth in front of the restaurant with his hood
What?
up and his face covered by a scarf. This
What the
disturbing
fuck?
behavior would later be found.
This is sick, man. She broke up with this guy and moved 130 miles away, and he literally followed her there and then was like pacing around her job, out where she worked. What the fuck, bro? I don't understand some of this behavior. It's like, you guys were only even together for a year. You don't even really know each other. I mean, come on, a year? What? And even if it was 10 years, it wouldn't justify any of this behavior, but it just doesn't even make sense. It's like, to me, this sounds like you're an obsessive person, regardless. Like, this sounds like you've probably done this before, honestly. That's what it sounds like to me.
On CCTV. That same evening, mobile phone records showed that Dennis had connected to telephone masts near Anna's home. And on the 17th of May, Anna arrived for her restaurant shift just before 5 p.m, with Dennis arriving shortly after, presumably to peek through the windows of the restaurant to see if she was working that night. At 8 p.m. on the night of the murder, Dennis can be seen buying a knife for £5 from a shop and was captured on CCTV, again pacing back and forth near Anna's place of work, waiting for her to finish her shift. Then, Anna left with Jack, the man she was seeing, at around 11:40 p.m, and shortly afterwards, they can be seen being followed by Dennis, who was wearing a balaclava. Then Anna was brutally killed. The police
Oh my
had
God.
gathered a huge amount of evidence to prove that Dennis was the one responsible for the crime. Both CCTV and mobile phone records placed Dennis near the scene of the murder, and then the murder weapon was found in Round Pond in Gunsbury Park on the 18th of May. Also found in the pond were items including 2 mobile phones belonging to Anna and Dennis,
What the
and a
fuck?
photo frame with a picture of them together. The knife used in the attack had bloodstains, which were later matched to Dennis and Anna. It turned out that Dennis had attacked Anna in such a frenzy that the knife had slipped out of his hand and he had accidentally sliced his finger open and went to hospital to have it treated.
Fucking idiot.
He told the staff that a pit bull had attacked him and that was the reason for the gash on his finger. He was referred to a different
Fucking
unit
idiot
a
cut
couple of
himself
hours
while he was
later,
stabbing the
and
person.
there
Like,
he gave
dude,
staff
this
fake
guy is a
name
fucking loser.
and told them he was a sword performer and his trick had gone wrong. He was seen on CCTV in the hospital wearing the same
Wow.
clothes he had attacked Anna in. After his arrest, Dennis showed absolutely no remorse for what he had done. Further investigations
But yeah,
also
I mean,
brought to light Dennis's obsessive
you're willing
nature
to do
and
that.
revealed that he was a man who was in debt and without a job. When the police looked inside where Dennis was living, they found his room to be infested with maggots, and he was living in
Ugh.
rather grim conditions. Police also began looking through Dennis's phone, and on his phone they found a disturbing voice note, which was recorded only a couple of days before he killed Anna. In the recording, he can be heard saying, "Find her, kill her, stab her, monster." The police tried
Why
their
did he
best to
record
speak to
that, though?
Dennis
Like, what?
and get the reasons for why he felt the need to kill her in such a brutal way, but Dennis refused to give any statement as to why he committed the crime, although it's somewhat easy as to speculate why he did this, and the theory is he murdered his ex in cold blood because he was jealous of her moving on.
That's
Essentially,
ridiculous.
if he couldn't have her, nobody could.
That's fucked
The
up, man.
investigators were disturbed by the brutal nature of the attack, and they assumed that Dennis could be suffering from a number of mental health issues that
Yeah.
caused him to act in such a way. Dennis was evaluated to determine if there was any reason at all for the level of violence inflicted. However, the results came back, and Dennis was found to be sound of mind. The trial would soon begin, but Dennis refused to attend. He refused to leave his cell, and so the trial went on without him. He pleaded not guilty to the murder, something that Anna's family found to be a clear indicator of his lack of remorse. Her family referred to him as a coward, and someone who couldn't have the slightest bit of decency to own up to what he did and look them in the eyes. The evidence was presented to the court, which was overwhelming. At the trial, Dennis provided no written statement to the court. no rebuttal, and no real defense. The prosecution were able to show the CCTV footage of Dennis purchasing the knife and stalking Anna in the days before the murder. His actions showed a high level of premeditation and
Right.
intent. Jack, who had
He
been
planned
working with
that.
Anna when she suffered the gruesome attack, told the court that he had been left with horrific memories that can never be erased, and went on to say, "It was dark and cruel. I will never unsee what he did to her." Jack has said that seeing the killing of Anna has left him with significant emotional problems, such as post-traumatic stress disorder
I
and
bet.
depression. The jury heard the
Yeah.
evidence, and they found Dennis guilty of murder. The sentencing took place not long after, and Dennis was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum term of 29 years. He again refused to attend court, but it's reported that he showed no remorse when he was told of this news. The judge overseeing the case described the attack as ferocious and savage. He said, "There is no mitigation here. There is no evidence of a
Man.
mental disorder or disability." Anna's sister was pregnant when she was killed and spoke of her heartbreak that her son will never meet his Auntie Anna. The case of Anna is incredibly eerie. To see her walking home with Jack, completely unaware that her ex was stalking her, is just beyond chilling. This is the kind of case that could happen to anyone.
Right. And I mean, okay, there's a lot of things to say. I think I think from the beginning when they first broke up and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna kill myself," I gotta be honest, I take that as a threat. Like if someone said that to me, it's like I almost feel like I want to call the cops. Or like, it's like I would understand if someone said, "Hey, I'm so sad." Okay, I understand if someone says, "I'm so sad, I feel like I could just die," or something like that. But for you to hold that up like over someone's head, it's almost psychotic. Like it's like I almost feel like if you'll kill yourself, I definitely feel like you'll kill me, right? I mean, that's just me. I'm not blaming the girl at all. I'm not even saying that, but I'm just saying, that's a huge red flag. And to be honest, man, this is a sad one because this girl is living her life doing nothing wrong. Like literally did nothing wrong at all. And even here's the thing, she even felt the need to move away because she probably wanted to move away, but that this impacted her to move. It's like she shouldn't even feel like she should have had to move. Honestly, that even that is kind of messed up. Yeah, that you would feel threatened like that, and then look, she moved and then literally was stalked and killed. Like no one deserves that, man. That's crazy. That's a crazy one. And the only thing I will say as far as the guy is that he should have got life in prison. He should have definitely gotten life in prison. Like why are we looking at his face, and like knowing that, oh, in 29 years he could get out? Why? Just give him life in prison. Why not? Because this girl lost her life, the kid that was with the girl was just traumatized. It's like, yeah, I understand that completely. I mean, ugh, man. But hey, this is why I say that I wouldn't put it past anyone to do anything. In other words, if someone is telling you that they'll kill themselves because you're breaking up with them, they'll definitely kill you. Like I just wouldn't even put it past them, honestly. Because it's like, yeah, that's psychotic. That's psychotic. But yeah, YouTube. This one was a crazy one. This one was definitely a crazy one. Let me know downstairs what I should react to next. If you have any suggestions or a good case, let me know, man. Leave a like on this video if you actually liked the video. Subscribe for more. This is a sad one, YouTube, being honest. But YouTube, Apex are out.